Hello and welcome to the Distro Hopper channel, and today we have the Distro Hopper and the mystery of Nobara. The mystery in this case is the theme, because I've got this little penguiny thing there like most Linux, and that's not strong enough for me. So today I will not stick to a specific theme. I will instead showcase an indie game that I really like. And maybe that's of worth to you. So with that in mind, let's start off the install. We'll start off by setting our language. Today I'm going to go American English because it doesn't really have a lot of options in that sense. I couldn't see the British English there for a second. Go on next. Set your region. And then put in your keyboard. There we go. So today, your full name. My name is Distro Hopper from the Distro Hopper channel. What name do you want to log in with? Well, we're gonna obviously log in with Hopper, and this one's gonna be Hop. Why not? Password, we will do the same as usual. We'll log in automatically with our password. The root password is going to be Hopper. Good stuff. Password's too short. Well, in Hoppery, hop. Yes. This is a little bit frustrating. So hop Distro Hopper 1 2 3. It's gonna bitch about that as well, I suppose. Cool, so we've got that done. That should be alright. Erase the disk and we're off to the racists. We're off to the races. So I had some problems with my other little laptop because it's actually quite a old device and it's got an NVIDIA graphics card in it. And what you probably need to know about Linux, and specifically now the install of Nobara, is that this is not suited for older NVIDIA generations. The message I got is this one on screen right now, and I'll show you an interesting video clip of Linus Torvalds, the original creator of Linux as a system.
So NVIDIA, fuck you.
And that should explain everything to you. I shouldn't go into more detail than that, I suppose. But be warned, on older systems, Nobara is not going to work, specifically for the NVIDIA graphics cards. Good, so that's done. We'll restart it and get this train going. So with the restart out of the way, let's start up by saying that it shows you, like normal, a welcome screen. On this welcome screen, you will get your welcome, first steps. We're gonna update the system. That will take a while to sort out all the packages and so forth. There's the PSA that is in regards to the older versions of NVIDIA. While it's messing around with that, I'll quickly also show off that this time, when you go to games, you've got not only Steam, Heroic Games Launcher and Lutris installed, but you've also, under multimedia, got OBS Studio installed. So I will not go too deep into their little app store, which is this one here, Flatpost, which is a flat hub installer, or Flatpak installer if you want to specify it. Your settings and so forth are there. We're not going to mess with those today, as you already seen those in the previous videos. So, but you can use their little installer app. I haven't really played around with it extensively. Normally what I do is, if I like a distribution after a video like this, then I'll use it for a couple of weeks. At the minute I'm on CashOS, whereas before I was quite a long time on Manjaro. So if the update's finished, I'll quickly restart the PC. And so we've done the first steps, we can install the codecs packages and the driver manager. I will say something about this drive mount manager, which theoretically lets you auto mount your devices. I'll let Steam quickly go up. It doesn't work as good as you'd hope, in the sense that if you have games on a secondary hard drive, you will need to do that once again with the KDE manager like in the previous videos. Good, and since Steam has started up now, we'll get straight onto the game for today. And the game for today is, like I've mentioned, an indie game that I would like to present to you. If you've not known about it, it's kind of niche, but I have a bit of goodwill to the developer because they actually gave me this game for free after I asked for a demo, which I thought was really cool actually. And since then I've enjoyed the game. It's really good, and I've been trying to give back to the developer. I've bought a copy for a friend and then a copy for another friend and so forth. But yeah, I hope by doing this today I might boost them a little bit, or him. It's a dude from Czechia, from the Czech Republic, there we go. And the game today is Frontier Pilot Simulator. Frontier Pilot Simulator is a flight simulator, but it's more casual. It's more a game than a simulator, and maybe I'm insulting the developer by that, but as a flight simulator it's got a lot of good flight characteristics, but I would suggest you play it on a controller, like a normal Xbox controller or whatever, because that's what it's designed around. It's not designed around a HOTAS with a flight stick and throttle and all that stuff. While you can play it like that, it doesn't feel that good, and it's not really, I think it takes away from the core experience. So if you're willing to do a flight simulator that's a little bit more casual, but for that quite a lot of fun, then I would suggest doing it with a controller. Also, the thing about Frontier Pilot Simulator is that it's not perfect, so you're gonna get a bit of bugs and stuff. It's a small indie developer, so take that for what it is. While we're downloading that, I will also try and make this a little bit more informative by showing off one or two features or one or two things that might be useful for you to know. In KDE, if you ever lose your mouse pointer, you just shake your mouse and it goes big to find it. I've known about this for a long while, but in the last couple of weeks I've just been enjoying shaking my mouse and looking at at that thing are absolutely massive. The second more important point is that I want to introduce you to a good website for helping you out generally on Linux if you're up there for the first time. For that, we'll just go into our web browser. In this case it is Brave, and what I've done by clicking around there is also make sure that you don't have to put a password into the web browser, which is kind of annoying. And the website we're going to go for is tuxmate.com, I think. So good. Tuxmate, for those who don't know, is a bulk app installer for Linux. It is a way of also for people that don't have any experience with a terminal to get a little bit of an oversight of how the terminal works, as well as give them the actual command lines for the terminal to install specific apps that aren't, as an example, available on the user interface app stores. I will start off by saying that when you have to install something via command line, you have to know what branch of Linux you're on. As an example, you got Arch, we've got Fedora is where we're on with Nobara. I will stick to the Arch one for now because there's something extra on Arch. But the long and short of it is, if you want to install something through here, you just click on it. It gives you the command line there, sudo package manager install. You don't have to confirm with password, Signal Desktop or whatever. But some of these will be a little bit more complicated, like Bitwarden as an example. It'll ask you at the top here, do you have an Arch user repository helper? If you say no, it will offer you one of two, yay or paro. We'll close that down. But with this is where the terminal gets very well loved, is if you now put this entire thing into your terminal, it will install all of those apps with one shot. Good, so that's Tuxmate for you. I hope that helps you a little bit. Good, so I've seen this is already installed. We'll gun it up. I've plugged in my controller. Good, so we'll start a new game. It'll offer you this little tutorial. I already know what I'm doing because I played this game through a couple of times, so we'll just keep going. One thing to know from the start is the game's obviously based on VTOL flight characteristics at the start. At least you can switch over to normal flight a little bit later, so you'll see I'm having to kind of compensate for drift. You'll do quite a lot of drift. What's also pretty cool, or what you gotta be kind of careful about, is how quickly you vertically move. You'll see on the right hand side my thrust vector indicator, the little orange bar. You'll see now when I take off quickly. 1 second, let's park it. gonna do what I normally do just to start getting money already. Grab this stuff. And we'll go and deliver it once it's stuck in my hull. Voila. And we're off. You'll see on the right hand side now we've got positive lift of about 13-12 meters per second, I think. And what's pretty cool is the game actually has realistic ground effect as part of the flight mechanics. What that quickly means is with a VTOL aircraft that thrusts downwards, if you have a surface underneath, hold on. If you have a surface underneath, then you got extra thrust. So anywhere that you're close to the surface while in VTOL mode, you will have a boost. You'll see it now when I go over the platform. It'll suddenly, oh, okay. I'm flying quite on muscle memory. But when I take off now, you'll see there's a boost, and then once I get a little bit up, it'll decrease. So we'll just take these waste products back. Load and unload. So part of the game is kind of like transport. You could transport passengers or materials and so forth. You see there's positive thrust, and then it'll drop off and taper out. There we go. Good stuff. You can see with the two turbines that move independently, that's why the normal flight stick's not going to work, because it doesn't quite gel with the flight stick as far as I'm concerned. Try not to go down too quickly, otherwise I'm going to slam into the mountain, and that would be rather embarrassing. I've had quite a lot of hairy landings in this game already. You'll also see I'm not gonna recharge or refuel, basically recharge your batteries, because on the bottom left I've got now 290 battery power. Oh, nice and smooth. And the more weight you've got, the harder you must thrust to get into the air, and the slower you get into the air. So if you come down with a lot of weight and your thrust to weight ratio is not high enough, you will absolutely deck out. We'll grab this, then fly back there. I'm not showing you too much of the map because I don't want to spoil too much. Just give you a little taster of what the game's about. And we're off. It was tempting there to get a bit of ground effect from that mountain over there, but yeah, I'll get a little bit here maybe. I'm terrified of crashing for the video. Even I can record this again. This is nice and smooth, baby. Always kind of land smooth. I think for games like this I should probably put on the a on-screen thing to show you what controller buttons I press and stuff like that. There is something like that for Linux, which is freely available. I just gotta put it on. I will drop this off quickly. This time I'll have to fuel up because I've got like only 60 fuel left, so give it a bit of a bump. That's enough. I'll take you guys to the port, which is a lovely place to crash the shit out of your airplane if you've got load and you don't know what you're doing, which for some reason I am aware of this specific fact. It's almost as if I've crashed quite a lot. I think that's this route here specifically is the place where I've crashed the most in this game. Specifically this descent right here. On that runway I crash a lot because I underestimate the weight or overestimate my thrust. Even now, yeah, I should be fine. This time I should be fine. Control, and let's take it nice and smooth. I like flying in like the real helicopters on airports. They don't just come in and land, they kind of fly along the flight path. Well, I think I've showed you guys enough for now. I'll quit out of this quick. Good, so the last thing I want to quickly show you is where to find your Steam folders. Under all Linux distributions, you will need to go to your file manager. In this case, it's called Dolphin. Under your home, you can go on there and show the hidden files. When you go into .steam, you will see all the Steam files are on there. And what I quickly want to discuss is games like One Shot, as an example. One Shot will require you to find files and folders on your desktop. Now to do that, you can't go into your, like this, on the documents where it usually is and so forth, because of the Proton layer. The Proton layer works a little bit differently, and I'm going to show you how you can improve that, or how you can find the files that you're looking for. So under your Steam folder, you go to your Steam, and normally you'd go to your, where is it now? Steam apps. There we go. Steam apps, common, and you'll see Frontier Pilot Simulator is over there. But if you want to go for the, as in One Shot, you have to find the specific file. It's a little bit different. You don't go to the common, you go to compact data. This is where the translation layer starts putting your Windows files. You'll see there's two things installed there. If you want to know the specific number for the specific game, you go into your web browser. We'll go Frontier Pilot Simulator. Steam DB, and you'll see it is, the app ID is 673210. Oh, look at that, 673210. And here's where the magic comes in. You'll see that there is a drive C. Oh, interesting. Program files x86 is Windows. So Proton makes a mini Windows for every game that you've got. Not the files themselves, obviously. If I go and program data, there's going to be nothing in there. But the file system, and this is when you need to get to your specific files, as in this case we'll go for the documents. We'll go to users, Steam user, documents, and there would be the documents for whatever you'd need. So if you ever need to find a specific file, that's a good little bit of knowledge for you. So that's the end of the video for us for today. Thank you for watching and have a good day.